How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's video. From the title, I'm planning on calling it what self-improvement doesn't want you to know or won't tell you, or maybe something that you've realized but haven't really come to terms with. And I'm all about self-improvement, but I first want to recognize, what is the self? There is no self. We are simply a process, a part of the universe, not apart, like separate, but we are fundamentally in it. So I'd like that to be part of your mind. So, like judgment, I'm gonna let you know, like right now, come at this video from an awareness, from non-objective, and I'm really close, just because like if I back up, I feel like, I'd have to look up to see my beautiful face, and I feel like just down here a little more intimate. So yeah, as I was saying, come at this from an awareness, from a scientific view of your views are not the only truths. Your sense of purpose is not the only purpose. And I'm not here to disregard ambition, discipline, and like I said, self-improvement. I'm all for self-improvement. I'm all for making the world a better place and making yourself feel better about yourself. Because at the end of the day, what is self-improvement trying to sell you? It's trying to sell you that, in a way, who you are is not enough. It's trying to sell you that if you do these things, you will then feel completed. If you buy my course and follow my things because I'm successful. And then again, what is success? Is that money? Is that, it varies. It could be financial security? Could it be emotional maturity, security, community? There's too many successful things here. And I think that is a part of the agenda is, well, if I was just, a little more kind, a little more understanding, a little more, no. If you think that, you already understand enough. You know what I'm saying? You're already kind enough. You gotta just be kind to yourself. You gotta, because it's like, if a second grader made a mistake, you're not gonna shame them. And you're not necessarily gonna correct them. You're gonna acknowledge the good effort put in. Acknowledge the time. Acknowledge the effort. Acknowledge the vulnerability there. Even if they don't even understand it at the moment. And then, because, I think also you gotta see yourself as a child again. You gotta, if I was to have a kid, I'm not the one in control of its upbringing, of its evolution. Evolution naturally happens. I'm just here to have the structure for it to grow in. They say if kids fall and you start making it a big deal, they're gonna take it as a big deal and they'll start crying, or they could just walk it off. I've seen, oh my god, I have boys compared to girls. Boys, they just never run out of energy. They just have no fear. And fears is a part of the humanoid brain. I call it humanoid because you can't outrun your human nature. And I say human nature as animalistic nature. Right? It's all a brain and body thing. So I'm a little sidetracked. So as I was saying, with going back to the kid thing, so wherever everything else was going, forget it. Because I feel like, me personally, I get jumped into too many possibilities and timelines. I was talking about the kid, and I was talking about the brain. So like I said, I'm not the one in control of how it grows. You let the kid do kid things, and you respond to what life gives you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say be the awareness. Awareness can create the response, but if you are reactive, you are not the responder, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm getting a little oh, I'm getting a little mental overwhelmed here. So yeah, you see yourself as a kid again. See yourself as a process, okay? You don't need to disregard the one who doesn't feel enough. There's a reason, a root cause on why you don't feel enough. And I think the self-improvement thing is just keep selling you, well, each next thing will then make you feel enough, feel fulfilled, feel okay with yourself, you know, and worthy of love, really. You are already worthy as you are. You are already enough as you are. Let me say it again. You are worthy enough as you are, and you are able to be loved as you are and as you were. You know, I'm not saying that, like, you know, we don't have bad triggers. We don't have trauma responses. We don't have, you know, this and that. But the victim mindset, so then that's why I think the self-improvement comes in, because it's like, well, I don't want to be a victim, right? And great, because honestly, I think the victim mindset it can be understandable, but that doesn't mean it has to be all end all, because you are still, that's why I say maturing, a child's innocence, and that's why I say it's all you know, everything lives inside this vessel, and I call it a vessel because it's an instrument to, you know, do things, you know. But the body's not me. I mean, I am a body, but I'm, like, they say my body, but you are a body, but you're not the body. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, let's backtrack it there. What was I saying? I'm stressing, because I feel like you're gonna click off if I don't say it fast enough. It'll relax. Yeah, let me a second to think though. Okay, I kind of don't remember where I left off, but basically going back to it is like what it's selling you. Oh, the mindset thing. The video might be leveraged. My mom came in and just got to talk and kind of not messed up the flow, but ran out the flow. But last I remember, we were on the victim mindset, and you can understand your traumas, you can understand why someone did something, but forgiveness and acceptance are two different things, okay? And just understanding or being aware of your issue is way more powerful. I mean, that's the start to everything, is being aware. It's being aware, because then you actually have control over what affects you and what doesn't, okay? And I say this with so much, it's a mix of like love, care, of grief, because it's like, man, people are out here suffering themselves. People are out here being quote unquote brainwashed, you know. That's everything, because I think at the same time, I was gonna go into capitalism too, of like capitalism capitalism is leveraging an item and selling it. Capitalism is like using, that's why there's so much fear and mistrust and noise in the world, and instant gratification. My dad got charged yesterday, and I just saw that on like the side of like instant gratification, and it's like, is that really a gift, or is that comfortability, you know? Now, yeah, I just felt a little grieving towards, like, you know, all the suffering going on in the world. But back to the victim mindset thing. You like I said, people have the right to their truth, and I think you're gonna forgive people that have done you wrong every time. You know why? Because you're always gonna find a silver lining in it. You need other people to experience. It's all a projection. This is a hologram. This is a whole, you know, right? And then I remember seeing it in the Bible or just seeing a quote somewhere where it's like, you forgive 3 times and you're gonna keep forgiving afterward, but after, you just see him as a taxpayer. You just, oh, here's the tax man coming to collect some of my energy, some energy vampires, some, you know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, it is not noble to keep letting people hurt you. It is not noble to keep letting yourself be taken for granted. And I see energy value is in attention, is in focus. That is why there's so much stimulation, so much fear, because if they can keep your attention on that, they know how you're gonna operate. You are you know, the CIA, there's a whole like CIA document thing, and they say the hardest ones to actually navigate and read aren't the ones who went against or, you know, had these plans. It's the ones who were quiet. It was the ones who they could not tell what was going on. You know why? Because it was distant. There's uncertainty. You can't read uncertainty. The mind reads it as a potential threat. But that does not mean a person who's quiet is a threat. It does not mean that, you know, they're smart. It just is expressionless. It's not expressionless, but there's too many possibilities. You know, me, I want him to be an artist, right? A blank canvas, a blank track, a blank whatever isn't nothing. It's everything. It is everything that could possibly be on one sheet, on one track. But as each time you make a line, as each time you add a beat, as each time you add something, you're technically grieving and killing off everything else that could possibly be, everything that you've wanted to put, everything. But to reframe that though, what's the beauty in it? Well, you give the opportunity to one thing be alive, to one thing live, to one thing be alive, to one thing actually be a part of, quote unquote, this 3D realm. You know what I mean? And you know, but the thing too is like, you're not the one creating music, you're not the one creating art, you're simply a vehicle it flows through. You know, Michael Jackson, Prince, they all talked about this, and this is something I fundamentally understand. And then that comes with all the like judgments. Why are you judging yourself for being bad at art, at something you're learning, at something you're trying to do, at something whatever, you know? Almost dead. You know what I mean? So I know we got really sidetracked here, but this is the expression of who I am. I have a lot going on up here. I got a lot I want to say, I got a lot I want to do, I got a lot that I am. You know what I mean? So this is like a really great representation of what this community can be, of what and I say I in a humble self of like, well, because at the same time I learn from community. I don't have people. I don't really got that. You know what I mean? So like, to reframe it is like, look at the possibilities of how your life could change just from the 6 minutes of this video, of really not just another scroll on TikTok, of sitting with this, of maybe journaling a bit, maybe thinking about the life that you are living, because we run from death. I mean, I'm gonna die someday, you're gonna die someday, everyone's gonna die. I mean, things come and they pass, you know, but some things won't die, you know, like music, unless it's like, you know, the library situation where they burn down the whole, you know, knowledge and everything, you know. So back to it though, because I have been ranting a little bit.
Break the mindset. You know, forgiveness and acceptance are two different things. Yeah, so that's where it comes from. They know that
Okay.
Maybe I'm kind of just lost here. I'm just kind of like.
So yeah, capitalism. Not to get too crazy into it, but like for, like Trump and political. Nah, I'm not gonna get into all that. I was just gonna say, for people who are supposed to teach gratitude, teach peace, teach love, and give back to the community, and they follow Jesus. They don't really seem to be doing what it is the word says. And I'm not gonna say I'm non-religious, but I'm intelligent. Oh, look at this guy boost up his ego. No ego there, because I know nothing. I know nothing. So yeah, so back to it. So with like the self-improvement thing, two things can exist at one time. You can know that you want better for yourself, and you can know that you're enough right now. You know why? Because who you are right now has to be able to have, one, the space and freedom to be who you are right now, to then also move toward where you want to be, what you desire to be. Because reality is meeting you right now. And the easiest way is gratitude, and not just like thinking about things like, oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, but truly, meaningfully being grateful, being present. We only experience one reality, and that's now. And I think in a sense that's kind of what God is. You see, I'm going crazy now. It's the eternal now. It's everything now. When the future reaches the present, it's now. So that's why I think. So yeah. I'm making connection now. So that's what I'm also saying. They're trying to get you, because if you keep reaching, keep pushing, keep achieving, then they kind of distract you from what's going on now. You know what I mean? Well, like, I have achieved all of these things. I have, been there for myself. But why do I still feel unfulfilled? Why does my cup still feel dry? Why am I still feeling like I need to keep chasing and I need to keep pushing? Those are the questions, And I think and you know why? It's past. It's programming. It's nervous system, not compatibility, resonance. What are you resonating with? Frequency, vibration, 12 laws of the universe, all that, John. That's part of knowledge there, okay? So like, this kind of brings it up with me, but like, let's say relationships. Sometimes you pull in partners not because of, they're great, but because your body is familiar with it, because you're used to what it gives you. And that's not to say that the other person is what your past is at all, okay? Like, I'm feeling some sense of like, because I feel like when I'm talking about relationships, there's two people, and it's talking about other, but it's also talking to the self, okay? So be what you will. So yeah, like, if you're always pouring, earning love, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like, you feel like you need to earn something. So that's why I say with like the self-improvement thing, you're trying to earn your worth, you're trying to earn your value. And if you're someone who loves pouring into people, loves fixing people, loves saving them, seeing the what is it, like the future self, seeing the possibility of who they could be, guess what? People who are avoidant, who don't want to do the hard work to be valued, are gonna find you. The people who don't care to like, well, and this could all be an unconscious thing too, okay? So like, people don't, some people will willingly, knowingly do this stuff to you, but then some people unconsciously just don't know what they are doing because their body has learned that's familiar, that's safe. So then, you know, whatnot. And see, like, this is self-improvement for relationships in general now, because I'm talking about issues. I'm talking about things that you could work on, things that you need to learn, that you need to understand, okay? But that doesn't mean because you were unconsciously doing it before that you are not enough. You have to forgive yourself. You have to accept that, yes, you might have been part of the issue here. You might have, you catch my drift. You have to feel the energy I'm coming from. That's like the main thing is like, you know, with Bruce Lee, it's like if you do anything not from a relaxed state, you're doing it not as 100% efficient as you could in a relaxed state. You know, you can't see the issue if you're in the issue. You know, they're like, you can't see it if you're inside it. You have to kind of put yourself in 3D or I don't know, you know, like outside yourself and really see. And that's a hard thing to do. It is a skill, it is a practice, it is, you know, but like I was saying, this is all an unconscious thing until you make the unconscious, you know, Carl Jung, if you make the unconscious conscious, you will call it fate and it'll rule your life. No, you know, and we are co-creating with the universe, you know, like Tao, and then, you know, passivity and it's not passiveness, but there's receptivity of like just being and then doing of so yeah, and me, I'm definitely someone, and the thing is like, sorry, I just got a lot of knowledge I'm just trying to drop on this, but it's like, with me, it's like, well, once you understand and forgive and accept, then it's like, if you do it again, then you feel like, oh, I should be better than this. I know better. I know because I've been there. I'm maybe in it. I don't know. Oh, I do. But it's a constant practice. Like I said, you have to keep doing it. Keep the skill going. And what was I saying? Because I kind of got sidetracked. It's to know yourself. That is the practice. That is the kind of my why is to like know who you are, know what you have in you. You know, Greg Plitt, you know, I was watching him for a minute, or like hip hop on TikTok and all this, and I think the gym culture too. And I could use some work, but I mean, they definitely have their stuff. You know, I'm a gym guy. I don't look like it. They're not anymore. You know, but that's its own story for future. So that's the thing, is to know thyself. I think that is the, you know, Bruce Lee talks about, well, I think it's like freedom of expression. You have to be free, man. You got freedom. What is it they said? Form is not the cage of freedom, but it is the thing for freedom to be expressed. You know, you're not trying to fit totality into one thing. You take from totality and call it quote unquote your own. You know, that's some Bruce Lee philosophy there. And back to the relationships and stuff, is to know your triggers, know your responses, know what frustrates you, know, and like I said, unconscious conscious, to make it conscious, to make yourself, you know, I've been through the hypervigilance, you know, you have to actually just experience life to be a part of life. You know, why are you know, you laugh at something, then you are observing yourself laughing instead of laughing. You know, it's been a struggle because I'm still working on being free in my being, and you know what that also comes with? Overcoming fears, because then you realize these fears are limiting quote unquote beliefs, but also doorways to finding yourself. I know I kind of go everywhere with this, but it all sounds good. It all sounds, you know, like I don't need to keep going down one one line. So like, we could have kept going this way, but then I kind of go this way. There's too many possibilities in this world. Okay, the quantum field. Talk about quantum physics. See, I'm a big old nerdy. And I'm thinking again. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. It's like I said, I know I'm someone who will keep pouring and trying to make things work and keep kind of like, I give you a chance. I give second chances. I give, that's my being. But I must understand, I can't be naive. I can't keep being pushed over. I can't keep walked over. Boundaries are not the limiting of oneself, but of knowing who deserves and what is not deserving. And you'd be like, well, and this person's not deserving you. I think I can't really be focused on everyone who does not understand, of what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say, how I'm trying to be. And that's been a big part of coming to terms with, because like, not that I want to be liked by everyone, because if you're liked by everyone, you're liked by no one really, right? But I watched This Is Us. Me and my cousin are like exactly that show, almost, in a way. I see it. But I remember not Randall, the white guy. He was like talking to Randall, and this was at season 1. I just started, and he was like talking to Randall about this and this, and he's like, man, why you? And then he's like, why are you asking me? Randall's like, why are you asking me? And he's like, because. And then Randall was like, why are you asking me? Do you care about what I think? And then he was like, I care about what everyone thinks. And that hit me, because it's like, I just care too much about what everyone thinks that I forget that, like, what do I care about? So it's coming back to the self and realizing you, and for all the ego people out there who unhealthy egos, there's a healthy ego, in astrology, I got a Leo Saturn, so I kind of am learning, right? But boldness and knowing your worth is not arrogance. It is like if Michelangelo, an artist, right, said, I'm gonna make the greatest I don't know what it was, statue of, like, it was Jesus in Mary's arms Rome has ever seen, and he fulfilled what he said. Is that arrogance? Is that not ignorant, but overconfidence? No, because he actually knew he could do it. You know what I mean? So, and you know why? Because he actually had proof. He knew his abilities. See, it's something I'm learning now too, or coming into this, learning what. So that's why, like. Okay, yeah, and we just keep talking. You like talking? You stay here. You like listen? You like so yeah, like, that's why art is self-expression. It is finding, or like music, it is finding your voice, finding your resonance, finding what you connect with. Because music could just be music, but why did this music move you? Why do you resonate with it? Like, I like music, right? And I never really listened to Haley Williams. I got a lot of genre music, so if you just like, one thing, it was Crystal Clear. I got it like a recommendation on TikTok, and I listened to it, and I like, because we always, with stimulation, we listen and then we're doing things, and it is okay to like listen and work on other things, but to be mindful is to like be present. So I'm actually listening to it, and man, I was like, damn, this shit pumping. So yeah, bro. That's why I love music. And I'm gonna do what I love. And you could kind of make the connection there, but I love a lot of things. I'm gonna do a lot of things. And I'm a visionary. I'm kind of imaginative, so I have a little bit of a hard time. And I'm okay, look, so I'm very disciplined too. I know I'm very disciplined, but I get very hard on myself. You know, so this is like, I know we were talking about what self-improvement, this and that, but this is also the byproduct of what it does to you, because then it's like, I feel like what I'm doing is not good enough. I feel like it's not going nowhere. I feel like it's not, and my sense of like work, and I realized this today, just today, was if I put intensity in and I spend more time, that I will be better. That's not necessarily true. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not necessarily true, because I could be quote unquote rushing in my head. If I spend more time, that doesn't mean it's more quality work, and just because it's more intense doesn't mean it is more thoughtful, thought it out, more efficient, more learningful. Like, you know what I'm kind of like drifting. There's a lot of ways to learn things, a lot of ways to practice things, and you know, that's the thing too. You gotta live with the uncertainty. You gotta be okay with like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know. Gotta be okay with that. And not to say I just came to terms with that, but it's like there's a difference between like knowing that and then doing that and then continuing to push on with the uncomfortability with that. So yeah. Okay, this video is about 30 minutes long now. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you guys can take a lot from this. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. More videos like this to come, relative like it. I don't know, you know, this is what it is. I really appreciate anyone who made it this far and who even just clicked on the video. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of new at this, so I don't really know how to like end this off. So have a blessed rest of your guys' day, and show a little more love to yourself, man. Peace.